Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Honourable guests, Sister Enda Ryan, committee members of the St. Patrick's Society and President Matthew, my friend and colleague British High Commissioner Ailsa Terry and her husband Adam, ladies and gentlemen, Aguini Ushla, I extend the compliments of St. Patrick's season to you all. Guiam Banachti na Féile Pórig or of Galair. To paraphrase the great Cillian Murphy, I stand before you as a proud Irish woman. We were all very proud last week when Cillian won the Oscar for Best Actor. Woo! He does live quite close to me in Dublin, in a more prestigious suburb, obviously, but my daughter did see him in our local Tesco once, so we're very close. When Cillian Murphy accepted his award for his portrayal of Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, he dedicated the award to the peacemakers everywhere. I was very glad that he did that, but as an Irish person, not surprised. From Ireland's early efforts at the United Nations in the 1950s, which led to the creation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968, to our more recent work on misuse of conventional weapons, Ireland continues to play a leading role in efforts to promote disarmament and non-proliferation. But when we talk of peace, of course, our thoughts inevitably turn to our own island. Our national journey has seen us become the co-guarantors of the Good Friday Agreement, which marked its 25th anniversary recently and thankfully brought peace to Northern Ireland. Among its provisions, that agreement spells out a commitment to impartiality on behalf of all the people in the diversity of their identities and traditions, and to parity of esteem, which is a beautiful expression of mutual respect, which we are living here tonight and recognizing that St. Patrick is the patron not only of my country, Ireland, but also of Northern Ireland, and of the identity, ethos, and aspirations of both communities there. Ireland was, of course, different in many ways when the St. Patrick's Society of Selangor was founded almost 100 years ago. But the presence amongst the earliest Irish-born figures here in what was then Malaya included so many lawyers that it hints at a broader obsession with due process and with fairness, which I believe is a pretty consistent characteristic often seen in the Irish. When I was reflecting on Oppenheimer and on the Cold War, I thought of John F. Kennedy, one of the most famous members of the Irish-American diaspora. Any Americans in tonight? Maybe a few of our very large diaspora, which we saw in the video, 70 million people of Irish descent around the world. But John F. Kennedy visited Ireland more than 60 years ago, in the summer of 1963, just months before his assassination. And he addressed the joint houses of the Oireachtas, the Irish Parliament. And he made some observations at that time on Irish identity, which are still relevant today, although unsurprisingly flattering to his audience. I believe that they did, and they still do, ring true. He said, "This has never been a rich or powerful country, and yet, since earliest times, its influence on the world has been rich and powerful." And I think that's something that we should be proud of as Irish people, and that you, members of the Irish diaspora in Malaysia, should be proud of as well, as you spread Irish influence and values and friendship around the world. So thank you for that. Kennedy spoke on that June day in particular about the contribution of the Irish to the independence and the development of the United States. But it's also interesting, if sad, to note that he acknowledged back in 1963, this is a quote from the speech, "From Galway to the Gaza Strip, Ireland has been a protector of the weak and a voice of the small." And Ireland is proud, if of course sad, that we continue to play that role today. And just this week, for those of you who follow Irish news will have seen that Taoiseach, our Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, has been in the United States, as our Prime Ministers customarily are this week. And he called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. He also raised the issue when he met President Biden. And of course, Ukraine was also discussed at that meeting. So I leave you with this thought: as we celebrate tonight, and we have much to celebrate, let us think of those in Gaza, in Ukraine, and in so many other parts of the world who are suffering and who are hungering for justice and peace. And let us use the pleasure of being together to reinforce us in projecting Irish values in the world, for good and for bad, and mostly for good. I'm pleased to say, after 7 months as ambassador, very few of you have got in trouble, which is something that I appreciate very much. I and my staff thank you for that. To those of you who are not Irish but who are just here for a good time, I thank you for thinking fondly of Ireland, and rest assured of our friendship. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.